We're here today at the La Crosse County Fair, and I just wanted to point something out. At the 4-H food stand here, on beverages, bottled water is $2 and milk is 50 cents. Are farmers really supposed to produce milk for 1/4 the price of water?
You have it? Here.
Okay, I want to welcome everyone to the rally to support organic dairy producers. We're going to say this a few other times today, but we fully stand in solidarity with our neighbors who are milking conventional cows. We're all in this together. The primary focus today will be organic dairy, because unlike the problems in the conventional marketplace, ours are pretty easily solvable, and we're hoping today to demonstrate to USDA Secretary Vilsack the immediacy of this problem, the emergency. We need his help. Why are we here? Why are we in crisis? We know that the economy's not good. Some folks have had to cut back on buying organics, but that's not the prime reason. In the year 2000, the National Organic Standards Board, the expert advisory panel set up by Congress to advise the USDA Secretary on policy. In the year 2000, they passed the first of 6 policy resolutions in an effort to clamp down on bogus organic milk from factory farms. That's what this is all about. In the year 2000, there were 2, quote, organic CAFOs. Today, in 2009, there are now about 20. And they're producing, in our estimate, somewhere between 30 and 40% of all, quote, organic milk in the United States. That is putting our farmers in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, ethical farmers, at a competitive disadvantage. We won't stand for that. Now we've got some new folks in Washington, and they've talked about change. And they have honestly appointed some wonderful people at the USDA. So we're asking Secretary Vilsack, while he's here in La Crosse County, to step up enforcement immediately. This is an emergency. There are families' livelihoods at stake. How many CEOs are making tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars? We have farmers who just want to make an honest wage. You name me one occupation in this society that is more fundamentally important to life itself than the farmers who produce our food.
I was one of the first to get caught in this downturn, somewhat through some of my own management, but mostly through weather-related things. My wife cashed in the last of our IRA savings this year so we could function another year in the farm. I'm 46 years old. I'm basically the 4th generation in that location, and I see no future for my children there. Don't they deserve a future at that location? And quite honestly, I wonder what the hell does the future bring for our country as far as food? None of, once our generation is gone, who will provide food for this country?
I learned long ago that any time that you oppress and put under family farmers, in other words, bankrupt them, the entire economy will eventually collapse. And we want Vilsack to do what he said he would do, listen to people, and not to the industry people who are got us into this mess and who are making record profits.
Organic is small farms, pasturing their cattle, marketing locally, supporting communities. It's not corporations out for profit. Now, we're not asking Secretary Vilsack to do a lot for us. We know it's not his fault, he inherited a mess. But all we want him to do is enforce the rules. All we're asking for him to do is make organic mean organic.
This is my granddaughter, and I am here today to ask you to help pass the dream on to the next generation and the generations to follow. We need the organic rules implemented and enforced now. We absolutely need that fair playing field for all involved.
Organic was a label that food co-ops embraced because finally we felt like we had something that would guarantee that we could tell our consumers exactly how that product had been produced. In this country, food has become unrecognizable. People keep information from consumers. Consumers are often kept in the dark, and organic is a label that is supposed to remove the shades and open the light onto what it is that we're putting into our bodies. We want that label to be protected as much as you do. Consumers deserve to know what it is they're buying.
The dollars are in the marketplace. However, the farmer's share of the consumer dollars spent for cheese and fluid milk and butter, ice cream, yogurt has never been smaller. If lucky right now, the farmer's getting perhaps 20% of the retail dollar.
I went to the store with my wife last night at Walmart. $3 for conventional milk, $3.08. Bring it up so I can read it here. Okay. So there's 11.66 gallons and 100 pounds of milk. That equates to $35.91 per hundredweight on the retail. So the farmer's getting $10 on the conventional side for retail. So there's $25.91 left over. So where's that money going?
Doesn't it seem a little ridiculous that to apply for food stamps or for our kids to get reduced hot lunch, we have to apply to the USDA? We need help, and I'm not talking about a little bit bigger MILC. I'm not talking about a subsidy. I'm talking about a national farm policy that changes and takes into account what is going to happen to the farmland in this country. It is time we think of it as a natural resource. We just need help staying on it.
This is not a protest. You inherited a mess. What we're really trying to impress upon you today is the sense of immediacy that people's livelihoods are at stake, that won't be in business just a few months from now. We really need your help. Please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much. And my first message to all of you is that I have some sense and some idea of the stress and concerns and the emotion that you have today as you struggle not just to save the farm, but as importantly a way of life. The second thing I want to convey to you is that we are beginning to take steps at USDA to respond and react to the concerns that you've expressed. We are making changes in the folks who will be in charge of the organic program at USDA so that it accurately reflects the values and concerns and hopes and aspirations that all organic farmers have in this country. We are focusing on rules that will level the playing field so that small and medium-sized producers have a fair shot. We are, as you are, asking questions about how producers can make so little and how others who are in the chain can make so much.
Laws need to be enforced.
I agree with you, and I commit to you that we will indeed enforce the rules.